everyone, and welcome to the Coach's Couch. We have one of the amazing guests today, and she has been in corporate world since a long time and now have a perfect mantra to help women in this modern society. We have a wild entry question today, so stay tuned to listen the interview. So let's welcome Ranu on the show and let's listen what Ranu's story is. So Ranu, tell our audience more about you and can you share about your journey where you are today?
Thank you, Nighat. Somehow the long seem like I'm like really long, nervous. So about me, how do I say? There's so much a person can encompass in that whole story. However, I would just like to say that I'm just a simple person living simple life and having simple dreams.
Mhm.
So I always had this vision about me wanting to empower women, working with a lot of women, because when I was working in corporate, I always found that women were somewhere not given their due. And that's what always inspired me. And that's why I decided to work in the space of coaching, training with women. Somehow, trainings is not in my hands because whatever employees that corporate would have, I would have to train them only. But coaching space, I specifically chose to work with women. It's not that only women come, men also come, and I'm okay with it. But yeah, my focus generally always been to focus there. So I had started this journey of mine getting into training and coaching and counseling space after I finished my psychology. And somewhere when I started working as a trainer after doing my certifications, which I got it from NABIT, train the trainer program, my soft skills program trainings and all. I started working with corporates with a lot of college and slowly, it so happened that one of the corporates just approached me, stating that I want you to coach our young leaders. And is it possible? Can you give a training to them one on one? I said, how is it training possible one on one? And that's when I started, trying to ponder how can I train someone one on one. And that's when the word coaching came in the space of my arena. When I started discussing my mentors, and they said that it's a good opportunity, you should take it up. So I took it up. I tried research and did a lot of understanding there, and that's how I got myself certified under Erickson, US company, and it's also got collaboration with India. So I got myself certified there, and then I realized coaching it was an eye opener for me because there was this statement where they repeated again and again that you who you are is how you coach, and that was very impactful because I always used to find myself that I'm the really one of the good trainers, and I could really create a lot of impact and all. Coaching was very different. It was very different, unlike training, and also unlike counseling, because I have counseled people and I realized more counseling, instead of asking them questions, you are actually mentoring and guiding them what to do. And it's like more like a 50 or a 70-30, where you are few times you ask questions for them to ponder and think, but most of the time they expect also that, okay, you tell me, ma'am, what do we need to do? And in this space in coaching, I cannot come from the space of what I think, what are my values, what are my understanding or belief systems. I have to be with the person there, and it is more like I'm coaching the person, not the problem. And that was when things became so different. So I
Mhm.
have to say, in this 7 years of journey, I evolved as a person also, because coaching a person taught me somewhere coaching my own self. And that started happening as and when one client after the other, when you coached, I found that there were so many things the client reflected about me. And that's when I realized the insights the client got, these are somewhere given to me also. So coaching, I started enjoying it more than training and everything, because I realized it's like a free work I'm
Mhm.
doing, and I'm getting free insights into my own life. And most beautiful part is when we get into a journey with someone, it is not just that that person is getting transformed. Along with that person, the coach itself is also getting transformed. So I'm a learner by heart, learner by by value, and this space I found that I'm learning every moment of my life, and yeah, it is very challenging because sometimes a person is stuck so badly in his thoughts that you have to take him out or her out of that space and make them see something which is very different, and that can only be possible by making them go deep, more dive down inside themselves.
Yeah.
So it is very challenging at times holding that space, and that silence is so dead that you just sometimes feel, oh my god, I just hope I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah. Um,
So
it's exactly the same way when we start putting our first step towards the career. We always are new. We always learn, then we reflect back, and then we even become a coach, a mentor, or any other person who can support you in your life journey. So I would like to know, what was your first assignment?
as a coach or as a trainer.
As a coach, basically, because you just said that
Hmm.
when you started your job, it was totally men's work. There was less women and there was less opportunity for women as well. So I'm really curious to know now, like, what was your first assignment?
So my first assignment was coaching these two young entrepreneurs who were supposed to be taking over their father's business.
Mhm.
And I was to coach them on leadership completely, space of how they can take this company from where it is to a different level. And when I was coaching them, it was an assignment. We took it for almost 12 months. And over a 12 months period of time, I must have met them 24 times. And in that whole journey, I realized that so many things which came up for me and also them, that was very, very fascinating, because I never knew, that people really can want something different than their business, their family empire business, and that's what was shocking. Handling that space for that person, handling him, and also the main client who hired, that is their father, and trying to collaborate between the two so that there is a outcome which they both agree to. So it was more like coaching just one I started, and suddenly I had to also bring in the dad to coach him, because it was not possible for the outcomes they were wanting. And
Mm.
those challenges, the way I kind of I think so I coached myself somewhere. I was mirroring and I was coaching my own self. How would I do this? Because such a challenging task it was for me in the first assignment itself, where I also had to handle relationships between the father and the son. And and likewise, the father and the son relationship happened, and then the wife and the husband relationship happened. So I coached another family member of theirs where she was undergoing certain limitations in relationships, and when I coached her, then I realized that my calling was not the men's world, it was the women's world. So this one assignment gave me all my life insights in terms of what exactly I would want to do in terms of coaching, in terms of training, or in terms of my future goals, like how I want to go ahead. Because as a psychologist, and also I saw that women still, though we are living in urban and rural, so urban still you can see women are there somewhere, but rural women are very ambitious. And however, the upbringing is still so much, in the traditional way, in the
Mhm.
traditional format, that women, after even you give them education, you tell them to be liberated, but actually you don't make them liberated.
I don't
You're
want
cutting
to be
their wings.
free.
You're cutting them free and you're cutting them their wings. So I found that very challenging, because somewhere her belief system was that, okay, women has to be in certain way, women has to do certain things, women has to not do certain things, and his and her husband was wanting her to be in certain different way, and she was finding it so challenging adjusting to all of it. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think so that was amazing time I had
Yeah,
coaching.
this is something we expect and we experience in Asian culture, especially when they are business owners and they have a son and they always like want them to follow their business. But the generation which we are having nowadays is totally different. They know what they want and they want to do whatever they like it. So I can sense what challenges you have faced. So I just want to know, like, how long have you been a life and a leadership coach?
So it's been almost 6 years journey for me. The
Mhm.
first assignment was this client, and then I got into doing women leadership developmental coaching in the space of a lot of companies like financial companies, manufacturing companies, where women specifically, it was seen that even in IT space, it was seen that women never took leadership roles, never wanted to take leadership roles. Again, there were a lot of challenges, especially in a job where you are transferable,
Mhm.
and your promotions are dependent on transfers.
Mhm.
So women never took that, because once they get married, then they move with their man, and if they are moving separately, then there is always a, a tough relationship, a tough handling of a relationship in marriage happens. So women by choice, they kind of curb themselves, and right in the initial space itself, the the mental setting or the mental block is created that you have to be with your husband. And so the corporate environment becomes something like this, that there's a lot of diversity there, and the inclusivity is not there, because men want the women to perform equally like them in the
Mhm.
corporate.
Mhm.
However, these are the same men who don't they want their wives to excel. These are the same men who would want their wives to be with them. If their wives are in certain job, they want them to grow there, and she's getting an opportunity to go into another city and grow there. Then they would not want that. So, so you see, we are in a society where we are still trying to figure it out. How do we want to live? As a
Mhm.
family, as a couple, because there are so many new value system which has come in. We have become very liberated, and there are aspirations of even women too. Women are no more just wanting to be the second fiddle, or
Mhm.
play the complete housewife role or a homemaker role. They also want to actively participate in financially supporting the husband, and contributing towards the family growth. And considering the way markets are, the considering the way finances are, considering the way the salaries are today, I think so way behind when our parents were there. They were earning much better than what we earn. The
Yeah.
kind of hard work we do versus the kind of money we get into the corporates or into the system, that money is actually not enough for a family to survive just on the
Yeah.
one single earner. So you
Yeah.
have to somewhere contribute. So when you're contributing, you are contributing, but you are contributing at a very, very limited space. You do not want to grow up as a come into the leadership role. So I just say one of my clients, it's one of the big nationalized banks. I wouldn't take the name though, but in that bank, there are only 30% women. And those 30% women, if you see the top leadership, management, not a single woman is there. Hardly there is a 1% or 2% of women there.
Yeah.
Now, if you see that kind of a scenario, they would blame the women. They don't want to grow. It's not true. It's not true. They don't want to grow. It's just that they don't have that right to grow. They just can't
Opportunities.
take that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't
Yeah.
take that. And even if they get that opportunity, then there are so many differences between the way the man manages and the way the women manages, that we are not becoming inclusive there. So
Mhm.
inclusivity is missing there somewhere. Men would say they do not be aggressive, they do not take the decisions, but it is not true. Women have a very different way of taking decisions, and when they take the decisions and the way they implement it, it's much more in a very subtle way. Versus man would always be the man, the lion. He'll always roar and do everything in that his style and fashion. So that acceptability of understanding each other, has to happen. The Mars and the Venus has to somewhere understand each other.
Yeah. Basically, you know why I'm laughing? Because I feel like the people will start feeling like, oh my God, these ladies are feminists. We are not feminists.
No,
We are
no,
just
no,
talking
no,
about
no.
corporate world today. I'm really, really sorry
Yes,
for that
yes.
part. But it's
You're
it's
not
good to know.
feminist.
Yeah, but it's good to know like how the working environment has shaped up and how the world is changing now and what exactly the work trend is. It's now equality, diversity, inclusivity, everything is there. So what is the role of a life and a leadership coach?
So, role of a coach, it's not, if you just remove the life and the leadership part, see, role of a coach is always to just meet the client where they are and help them with whatever challenges they are facing, exactly at the space where they are. So, if you have to, now when you add life to it, life would encompass every aspect of you. Then it is the relationships, it's your career, it is your, how you're thinking emotionally, how you are thinking mentally, how you are behaving in the body. So all the four realms of your life, that is emotional, mental, physical, and your spiritual self, that is all encompassing life.
Yeah.
And in that space, any one aspect, if it is, not okay, it affects the other aspects. So I'd just like to give an example. If there is a man and a woman who are coming together and as a partner, then in that relationship, if the man is only looking for physical aspect and the woman wants emotional, mental, and physical aspect, then their compatibility would always be a challenge.
It's
All right.
totally what we say, like if you don't know your partner's love language, you will always have empty buckets. It's
Exactly.
totally about that
Exactly.
theory.
So
Yeah.
life is absolutely about that. Life is all absolutely about that. You need to understand your own language, your own language at every realm of your life. So that when you understand your own self, then you know that what is your needs and how you can get those needs.
Yeah.
Even in a relationship, it's like expression, like in coaching, we say a human needs three things. It's one is connection, another is expression, and third is what? Can you guess what it could be?
Emotion. No. That might be monetization or quality time.
So third is contribution.
Oh, contribution. Okay.
How I can contribute. So how I can contribute to you or to society or to anyone I meet. So these three things are what is what makes a man or a woman take a decision towards their life. So if your connection is not there, or if expression is not there, if anything is missing, then it is always going to fall out. So
Yeah.
life is all about these three. If this is there everywhere, then you are sorted. You would not need a life coach. But if there is anywhere some kind of a wiring issue here or there, then that's where a life coach is required. Now, if you ask leadership, then again, leaders are also human, and they also need some hand holding there. Sometimes in leadership, we have to coach them at the personal space, and sometimes we have to coach them at a professional space. Sometimes it is more about building their brand, executive presence in the corporate or in the social arena. So then we coach them accordingly. Most of the times where I have coached people, though we start with, okay, how are you going to improve your performance as a leader? We really find that, their challenges are in delegating, their challenges are in sharing feedback, their challenges are in, not able to get their team work through with them as per what he desires. And that's where the connection is not there, the connection is not there, expression is not there. So everyone has to understand a leader is just not a leader. He or she is also a human being, and he or she also has the same desires which others, the team members, would have. So considering that it's a collaborative effort, it's a teamwork between the whole team. The whole team has to come up together as one. And if a team is performing, it is just not about the leader, it is also about the team. So we cannot separate the one from the two. So when I am actually coaching a leader, then I'm actually coaching the whole team.
Okay. So Ranu, how can a coaching help someone to have a personal and professional balancement?
Thank you for asking me that question, because this is exactly the space I work with women at the professional level, at the career level. That most of the time, because women are ambitious today, as I said, in corporates, when they are there, they want to achieve, they want to go all out and achieve everything, and it's absolutely okay also to do that. A lot of times, the performance, when they get recognition, that kind of gives them satisfaction. However, their other part of life, that is your personal space is neglected, and they get into that guilt zone. They feel guilty, they feel resentment, they feel, sometimes jealous about certain aspects, and all those things kind of start giving them a lot of stress, anxiety, because there are certain situations where they must have found themselves a failure in the personal life. However, they're professionally doing very well, excellent, like they are earning very well, they are in great positions, they are handling their teams very well. However, when it comes to the personal front, the challenges are different. It is very different in the professional front, and the personal front challenges are very different because you're more emotionally involved there, and you're more looking at mental space in the professional front. So that kind of encompasses a lot of instability. Again, work life balance, I never say that it's a work life balance thing. It is more about understanding your life better and then balancing your whole life, because professional and personal, these are part of you. That is you as a life. So you are actually balancing your life, be it work or your personal front. Now, when I say this, see, many times when you say, like as I said, a leader cannot work without the team. In the same way, a woman cannot work in her personal life without her family. So her family support, how much is the family together as a team with her in her progress, matters a lot to create that balance for that woman. So I wouldn't say it is just she who needs to be there trying to do it, but it should be more as a family thing, affair more. And again, I would repeat the same thing. How much of expression are you able to do in the family space too? How are you expressing yourselves? How are you, talking about your desire? What do you want? What do you need? Why is it important for me? What exactly would the help she would require from them? A lot of times we grow in life, we stop asking for help. We don't feel like asking for help
We are
because we
adult
feel that
now.
exactly, we are adult, we are matured, we are
Yeah.
grown up, and we are so responsible. But everyone needs help. Even a responsible father needs help. Even a responsible mother needs help. Even a leader needs help. Even a general manager needs help.
Yeah.
Even a CEO needs help. So help is required everywhere. You just need to communicate it well. So when you communicate it, you communicate not to hurt people. You communicate to support people. And when I say this, that in your communication, even if I need help, I cannot be so demanding. I need to understand others also from that space. And that's why I say life and leadership, because in work life balance also, you are a leader of your life there every time, in every role you're playing, and that's life happening there. And you need to have both together. It cannot be separated. So a work and a life balance is actually a life balance,
So
which
it's
all aspects of your life you're balancing.
so it's totally depends on like who was there when you need the most. That support needs to be there, and you need to see who is helping you basically. And if I'm on that position, I want like, okay, yeah, if you are here, please do babysitting for me because this is the most troublous thing in my life now. Okay, so let's change the situation in other way now. Like how imbalancement in one of these domains can affect a person's life.
So imbalancement in which domain?
Personal and professional life. It's my personal life is disturbed, so how it could affect my professional, or if my professional life is disturbed, how it could affect my personal life. So that
Oh
imbalancement.
yes, oh yes, it does affect. It does affect at a very very large space, because you are the same person at the end of the day dealing with both the situation. So however we say that you can disconnect your professional life and get into your personal space, disconnect your personal life and then get into professional space. Actually, it is not happening. It is more of integration. Your personal and professional has to integrate with each other. And when it doesn't integrate, all these challenges of today, the new generation face of having earlier heart attacks, because you are taking so much of pressure on yourself, so much of stress, so much of anxiety. And the worst part is that we think that stress is okay to take for performance, but you don't know what is the stress level. A
And what's
stress to
happening
certain.
inside you basically. That's
Exactly.
most
So
dangerous
that
part.
oh yes. So at a certain level is good
Yeah.
till it is giving you that kick to perform. But if it is keeping you at a higher level, if you have stopped living life, if you've stopped being happy in life, you've stopped smiling, you've stopped being, feeling that happiness. A lot of times, these people, when they come to me, they say that first thing they say is, I have stopped feeling anything inside me. And that is a big sign of saying that you're in acute anxiety and stress. And don't take it lightly, because acute anxiety and stress in women lead to heart attacks. And by the way, women have very different way of facing heart attacks than men.
And even
Women do not.
yeah, the thoughts and feelings and emotion inside them are sometimes
Exactly.
stay inside them because they just keep the things with them and don't show to the world or even
Yeah,
around people around them. Yeah.
because the upbringing is that only, that women is okay to cry, men don't cry.
Zip.
Men, yeah, men crying, men, like that taboo is still there. And I'm really surprised even today when I see the young children who have, a boy and a girl. I see the parents still saying the same because that's what they learned in their parenting. So now that's where I'm trying to say that these are the triggers, when you're getting angry, excess anger, when you're getting triggered in every moment, you become fearful of situations or people, or you are kind of suddenly becoming jealous out of nowhere. The
Yeah.
jealousy is coming into you. So these are triggers. Certain people will not trigger you ever, but suddenly they start triggering you, which means you are in high stress or high anxiety. So there
Yeah.
is certain trauma which happens, and then you kind of hold on and you're not letting it go, and you're not even realizing that trauma is got deep rooted inside you. That's when all these issues starts happening.
Mhm.
So lifestyle diseases like BP issues, high or low, or sugar, the type 2 diabetes, or you can talk about is having migraines, severe migraines. A lot of people who are now becoming obese,
Yeah.
obesity is rising. So
Anxiety is
these are,
high.
oh
Yeah.
yes, these are few of the things which has really taken up. Then another is spondylitic, like you becoming pains in the shoulders, neck, the backaches, or severe backaches. You're not able to get up, having acute acidity, so much of reflux. All these are signs of
Stress
that
in
you,
your body.
yeah, absolutely. Stress in the body, there's an imbalance started happening, and you need to work around. And these are not coming from anywhere but your thoughts, how you're thinking, how you're feeling, and you're not able to express. You're
Mhm.
not able to contribute. You're not able to connect. These are the three things which is the main for you to keep yourself healthy. And that is where we need to bring in these, health related things we do. That's why meditations have become so high. Like suddenly you'll find suddenly everyone want to meditate. Suddenly everyone now understood the importance of breathing. That is the only thing which is alive inside us. And
And it's
we how
free.
many,
And
and
it's
it's free.
free.
Absolutely, it's free as of now, Nighat,
Yeah,
as
as
of
of
now.
now, and as compared to price of petrol and the gold at the moment, this is only free. And even now we are buying water as well. In UAE, we buy water. So I can tell you
So in
everything
India
is on
still,
the sell.
yeah, in India still we have free water. That's okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
And otherwise nature is free. If you see, everything in nature is free. And it's very important to disconnect from everything happening in life, going and
Yeah.
connecting to nature, so that you kind of get a hang of yourself. What are you doing? Where are you? What do you
Yeah.
want? Where do you want to go? These are the questions you should ask yourself, because we
Mhm.
are suddenly running so fast. We have stopped, we've forgotten to stop, think, pause, reflect, and then
Yeah.
understand that what we want to do.
That kind of a workshop is happening nowadays in UAE as well, where we say that people are going for detox from social media because we are too much engaged on our phones and we have just given too much time to these things that we have forgotten the people who are physically around us. Most of the time, when I have a relationship coaching with people, I just see that they are lacking of quality time. They have
Oh,
amazing
yes.
houses, they have amazing salaries, they have amazing family even, but they are lacking because of quality time. So thank you for highlighting such triggers where a person should seek for professional help. Now, I want to ask you a wide entry question, which was asked by one of our audience. It was like, if you
Hmm.
were not a coach, then what other career you might have chosen?
See, I think so. I started my career as a business development, that's corporate sales, and I was into telecom, then moved to bank assurance, and then moved to private banking, and completely managing finance side of business. From there, I moved suddenly to the human resources side of business, and I was a image consultant, then moved to corporate trainings, then moved to coaching. And today I do therapies also. I'm a psychologist. I also am, doing counseling. So I think so. I don't know what I would have been. I could have been anything, in this life. Just anything, or maybe nothing. Just nothing. Just being there, being a good friend, being a good human being to people, being a good mother.
What about teacher? Because I can sense there is a coaching and mentoring, and there is a teacher inside you as well. Have you ever thought to become a
Maybe,
teacher?
maybe.
Miss Rano,
That's a
I'm present
question.
today.
That's a question you should ask my children, because they will always say that no, we don't want you to teach me.
See, I can
No,
sense that.
no, I don't think so. I would have been a teacher. However, I do see that if nothing, I would have, if all this thing I would not have done, then I really don't know what I would have been, because it is an evolution. It has been an evolutionary journey, and that has defined me today what I am. In fact, what I would love to, do is try some theater sometime, because theater again is very expressive, and I, as a human being, I realized that I need to express a lot, and knowing that expression is my forte, is something, my strength, then I would have surely taken up some expressive career, maybe singing. So, lately I've been getting a lot of compliments by my family, my friends, that you sing well. Just like, you sing well. So I'm just thinking maybe I could have taken that as a profession. Singing.
I need your concert ticket, madam. Okay, so nice. If it's not coaching, then it could be singing or theater.
Maybe.
Okay,
Maybe.
so what advice would you like to give to our audience?
There's no advice given here. It's more like live your life fully. You have just one life, and live it like moment by moment. We are always living the future. We're in a hurry to make everything in the future. We want this, we want that for all future, and we stop living today. Even small, happiness makes fill that tub of full happiness. Make memories, which is of when you sit and have that coffee at the end of your life, you can see those happy memories more than those unhappy, sad memories. You can see your life and you can feel that, yeah, what a fulfilled life I have lived. Like I have done everything what I wanted to, whatever I wish to. I have completely how I have contributed to others, how others have contributed to me, how my family is so happy. At the end of the day, there are only those people who would be there with you. However, how much success you gain professionally, socially, but when you're dying, it is you're dying with your own self, you know. So, how are you contributing to your own self, your own growth, your own evolution is very important. There have been so many difficult relationships we get into. There's so many difficult conversations we get into, but we always have a choice. Second thing I would say, you always have a choice in life. What you choose? Do you choose difficulty or you choosing ease? For me, it is always love. Second is ease. I always choose ease in everything I do. And the third is always and always is joy and happiness. These are
What
the
a
three things.
what an amazing advice you have just given to us. It's like live in the moment and enjoy your time, because you will die alone. Nobody will go with you. Okay, so
I remember Steve Jobs, his last few things which he had shared when he was dying, and he realized, and he shared this, that uh, the only repent he had is that he could not have good relationships with family members, and he could not hold that space. He could not be connected with himself the way he should have been connected with himself. And it is just not him. Every great man, when he's on the deathbed, the only thing when he sees all his, karmas or the,
Flashback,
yes,
totally
yes,
like
yes, yes.
flashback. Yeah.
That's when he realized the essence of life. The essence of life is not in just, creating outside. It's also creating inside and near, in your environment, in your space. It's very important. How can you bring one change in a person life, that is contribution? How can you contribute in others' lives where they can make their lives better? How can you contribute financially? How can you contribute emotionally, mentally, physically, being there? So that is very, very big thing.
So before closing today's session, I would like to know how people can approach you or contact you.
So yes, they can approach me. My email ID is there, ranu.gic@gmail.com. They can approach me through that. They can approach me through LinkedIn. They can approach me through Facebook. They can approach me through Insta. You can message me directly for any help you require, any way, if I can be anywhere helped, supported, I'm absolutely available there.
Thanks a lot, Ranu, for joining us today and sharing some insightful learnings which you have learned from the corporate world and how to balance your work and life together, where you can have a personal and professional development as well, and how to see the world differently. So see you again on
Thank you
another
so much,
platform.
Nighat. I really had a great time today with discussing this with you.